Hello, everyone. So glad to have you with us again. This is Tracy Root with the Gather community, and I am here with a very special woman in my life. This is Debbie Ternes, and Debbie is one of our fabulous Gather community creators, one of the earliest people to join us in this community, and one of my very good friends for the last number of years. Ever since we got a chance to go on a cruise together and have cocktails at dinner and have a really great time together, we really have connected in a very strong way. And so I'm really thrilled to have her in our community and here to talk today about her and what she's got going on and how she serves her clients. So Debbie, welcome as usual.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So let's start. Since you've been here in the community for a while, we've done an interview similar to this before, but things change. It's been about a year. So why don't you start with kind of where things are for you in your business, what you've got going on these days, and like who are you trying to reach? Who is the woman who needs to hear from Debbie?
That's a really great question.
So and everyone needs to. I'll preface it by saying everyone needs to hear from Debbie, but we reach people in different ways. So go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a coach for everybody, right? Like I'm not the perfect coach for everyone, right, and that's okay. But the kind of clients that I work with are generally women who are in transition, making big changes in their lives, and are looking for support, guidance. And one of the things that I do really well and really is supportive for my clients is I ask them questions that maybe they haven't thought of themselves, because I think that's sometimes the challenge. And we think that we have everything checked off the list and we know all the things we're going to do. And then you hear a question from somebody else, you overhear it in a crowd, or you hear something on TV, or you see it, in your social media feed, right? And you go, oh, I never even thought about that or considered that. Right. Yes. And so that's part of what I do with my clients, is to help ask questions that they may not have considered asking themselves before.
Yeah. We kind of skipped over like the categories that you tend to work in. I know confidence and accountability are a big piece of that. So let's not miss that description.
Sure. So I work with clients who are looking to increase their confidence and also accountability. So I've seen a lot of clients who are looking for that one aspect of accountability. It's something that's missing for a lot of people. And it's something that as a coach, I'm really good at doing. And the thing is with accountability is that is actually one of the key components to you building your confidence. Because when you start doing the things that you say you're going to do, you start trusting yourself with your decisions and your commitments in a much more powerful and empowering way, right? Not only do you build trust in yourself, but the people that you're making the commitments to, you're also building trust with them, which brings you more business, right? Gets you in more doors, get you in front of more people, and really helps you expand everything in all areas of your life.
Yeah, so good. Are you primarily working with women who have businesses? Or, I know you work in community with just women in community and connection and friendship, but from a coaching standpoint, is it typically helping people with their life and business, or like just life?
Yeah, I would say life and business. So I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs, authors, and moms as well, right? Because it's always about finding
that's a job.
Yeah, right. It's always about finding the balance, which is kind of an elusive kind of thing in life, right? But figuring out what works for you, what's in alignment for them, and being able to make more powerful and empowered decisions for themselves. I think that's the piece that so many of us are looking for, like the permission, right? It's okay for me to do this. It's okay for me to make this decision that's in the best interest of myself, my family, my business, my career, my partnerships, my friendships, even though it doesn't look like what everybody else is doing. Because I think that comparison is a trap. And we often fall into those traps and do things that everybody else is doing, but it doesn't set our hearts on fire. We aren't fulfilled. and we're resentful and we're unfulfilled.
Yep.
So really looking at alignment and, permission and accountability, all of those different pieces.
Yeah. And I love thinking of alignment and permission and accountability instead of balance.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people think balance means equal time, equal focus, and it really can't be. Right. Because things ebb and flow and go through seasons, but really it's okay to feel like this thing gets that focus temporarily because that's what's important right now. And then it can change and you have the permission to change. And if you want it to change, then you can keep yourself accountable to the things that you want.
Absolutely.
And allowing things to not be balanced, but to be as they should be for what you want to accomplish.
Yeah, I think a really great example of that is, right, when you are working on a project or you're putting together an event, that's going to require exponentially more time, energy, thought, strategy, everything, right? And it's likely that the things on the other side are probably getting less of your attention. And vice versa when things are different, right? If your family has a huge need, or you're going on a trip, or one of your kids needs you more than the other kid needs you, right? There's balance is elusive. So
well, yeah, the 2-kid example is really good, right? Because as moms, we want to be fair. Fair doesn't necessarily mean equal. Right. There's a lot out there in the world talking about equity versus, I don't know what the right verbiage is, but the idea of like equal opportunity is not equal result, right? Like give $8 to 3 different kids, but one already has $80, anyway, it's a bad example, but you get what I mean, right?
Yeah. And everybody here, I love that you said that, because the thing is that everybody has different needs. Right. So one need that's really important we'll use the kids as an example because that's relatable, right? One of the kids might have a need of more time for one particular thing, and their need gets fulfilled. And it could be that the other kid has a need. You spend half as much time, they're equally as fulfilled, and the need is filled, right? So it's not about, half an hour here or $8 here, half an hour here and $8 here. It's not about that.
Right. And we can also recognize that those needs change. So like I'm thinking of my 2 kids, and one of them is definitely kind of just emotionally more needy than the other. Of course, the age is different, gender's different, all the things are different. But to remember that fulfillment with each relationship doesn't necessarily mean equal time, equal effort, but it also does mean to don't forget, like don't miss out on something that needs your attention just because you're so laser focused on something else too. So looking at that bigger picture of the goal of what do you want to accomplish with the family, right? And then we were talking earlier before we started about setting a goal for a month and what do you want to accomplish and how do you spend time on this without forgetting that, and then shifting and all of the ways that they change over time, and
all of the stuff,
recognizing it, awareness, balance, permission to shift, right? All of those things that we were talking about. So good.
Yeah.
Whew, well, good. So let's see. I want to talk about what's changed for you in the last year since we last had another version of this. And I know a lot's changed because we've been here together the whole time. But tell me how what you do has evolved, because it's evolved in so many amazing ways. Like what's great compared to last year was good for you and your business?
What's great? Well, so many things, right? Because of the circumstances of the year, right? I have been able to meet so many more women in business. Unbelievable, right? As someone said, this is the lemonade, right? From the lemons of the pandemic, right? We get to be virtual. We actually get to spend more time with one another on purpose, intentionally, than we would have if we were doing everything in person.
Right.
And it has expanded so many things. like worldwide. Actually, for me, it's been worldwide. So last year, as you know, we started Authentic Friendships group on Facebook. Our goal was 100 ladies. I know, right? So now we have Facebook. We have got 9 meetup groups. We have 4,300 ladies in our group. Okay, so that, yeah, great, right?
That's just mind blowing. So
And the really cool part is these women are connecting in the group. One of them posted today, "Hey, I live in this area. Would love to connect with some people." And another woman answered, and they're like, "Oh, well, it's 3 hours away, right?" And one of them said, "I'm happy to meet you halfway. I'm happy to come and see you." She's like, "No, just text me. Here's my phone number." I'm like, this is wonderful. Like, this is way beyond anything I ever even imagined.
Yeah.
So that's going brilliant.
No idea what's going to come from that connection, right? Those women are going to meet each other. Who knows?
Who knows?
3 years from now, like that connection could be life changing for the two of them, if in some weird way. Like, who knows, right?
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And what I love about it is because it's on social media, other people are impacted and witnessing that, seeing that maybe that's even a possibility for them, right? It's all about that, right? Being able, it's the permission thing again, right?
Yep.
I get permission to create something for myself.
Yes.
And so I'm just finding
possibilities, like you said, right? Because social media gets such a bad rap of looking like this perfect highlight reel for so many people. But on the flip side of that is it shows what's possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you from a mindset standpoint can say, that looks great. And instead of saying that looks great, I can never have it, say that looks great, I want to do it for myself.
Yeah.
That's the positivity of social media that doesn't get talked about enough, I think.
Yeah. One of the things we implemented just recently too is we're doing matchups. So you submit a form and then we match 2 women up.
Yeah.
Usually we try to do it in the geographical location, you know, based on their area codes or time zones, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they just because we send out some sample questions. Here's some conversation starters, ladies. Be friends.
I love it. Go be friends. I love it. I've heard that being done at polka dot chapters, like the virtual, you know, because when we used to meet in person, you'd just say, oh, let's go out, have coffee, blah, 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 with the people in your chapter that you were seeing. But online, everyone just kind of poof vanishes at the end of the meeting.
Yes. Yeah. The random matchups, right?
Yeah. The random matchups. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Such a good idea.
Yeah. As far as my personal coaching business, I actually am starting to transition to more of support and community. And so I'm launching something new in August, first week of August, first Friday of August. So on Friday mornings, we're going to meet every Friday morning for accountability circles. And so what that really does is we're going to talk about goals. We're going to talk about what's getting in the way, holding each other accountable, because that's what people want, right? They just want somebody to say, hey, did you do that? You said you were going to do it. Like, did you do it? What got in your way, right? I'm all about the compassionate part, right? Knowing that things can shift and change. What I love about this new program is the community building aspect. So many of us like sit in the office by ourselves. We have all these great ideas, or I don't know, I posted something the other day. It was a squirrel day. Like I could not focus on anything, right? But how great is it to end your week on a Friday morning, setting your goals, having a chat, connecting. I love Fridays because Friday's the end of the week. People are kind of winding down. And so there's an ease on Fridays for me. So that's why I picked Friday. I love that. And so there's going to be time to build community, right? And the camaraderie and the being in the office together kind of vibe, you know, that so many of us miss out on, right? We all have had, you know, we don't need any more training. Some of us aren't looking for more training, aren't looking for more group activities, but are really looking to focus on ourselves and how we want to do better and stay more focused and do it in community as well with some guidance, right? Because that's part of it too. We need somebody to sometimes keep us on the path.
Keep going. Little push.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love Fridays. I mean, you know, I'm a fan of doing all that work on Fridays too.
Yeah.
It's such a great day to kind of you've done this, like, oh, I have these plans. Friday comes, it's like, I didn't get these couple things done. Like, where do I want to focus? Where do I want to, hold myself accountable and then be in community? And, I'm a big fan of the idea of doing things in community. That is why we are here at Gather.
Yes.
Just
Yes,
period,
yes, yes.
right? Oh, so good. Well, I'm super excited for that coming out. So, this video is going to initially air in July. So that'll just be forthcoming. And I know you mentioned earlier that even if people are seeing this and the program's already begun, that people can jump in any given week. There's not like a cycle to wait for or anything like that. So really great. We'll make sure that, it's on your links, of course, and we'll make sure that it gets posted in our community page on Facebook along with this video and all of that kind of stuff.
Excellent.
So good. Let's see. Any other, I've kind of lost track of time because I just like talking to you. Any other things that we want to talk about that's coming up maybe through the end of this year? I know, in December, we're going to have our Gather community, whatever we're going to call it in December. Last year, it was the creator sessions. I don't know if that's what it'll be this December, but we'll have that coming up. Always opportunities to see you out there in action. I know you've been doing a lot of speaking, which is really exciting. I love coming to watch you speak. So anyone, if you know or you see that Debbie's speaking, definitely go be a part of that because you wouldn't want to miss out. Anything else coming up that we want to talk about before we sign off for today?
I think the only thing I want to add is because I have a new launch, I got some great bonuses too. Yes. So you might want to contact me about those extra bonuses. So
and because depending on when you're watching this, that could be something different depending on if this is in July or August or September.
Yep.
Because that's the thing is because like we said, seasons change. We want to change our priorities. We don't know what's coming. There's always something new. As long as we can stay connected with each other, there's always something good to talk about and a fresh perspective to be had. So, absolutely. Well, I love you and I love having you here. And I'm super glad to have you be a part of our community and in our community, really helping everyone remember that giving yourself permission and holding yourself accountable and allowing other people to hold you accountable in ways that are supportive. And not like keep you under the thumb. Like we're not going to make you do things, but we're going to remind you why you wanted it in the first place.
Yeah. And why you deserve it. Right. And why you fools, like keep all of that at the forefront for you.
Yes. That's amazing. Remember that you are worthy of it and you deserve to have good things.
Yeah.
So good. Thank you, Debbie. Mwah. Glad you're here. And we will see you again super soon.
Thanks, Tracy.